All right, all right, all right. Good evening, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. Happy Thursday. My name is Terrell Montez. I'll be doing the first half of this amazing presentation for you all. So just so that we're not complete strangers. So again, like I said, my name is Terrell Montez, and I've been with this amazing community for the last 3 years. I can't believe it's been 3 years that fast, but it's been nothing short of a blessing, you all. Just like many of you all, before I came to a call just like this, my credit score was a 589. Like, my credit score was really, really bad. I had collections, late payment. And then at the same time, I was living with friends at the time, sleeping on friends' floors. Like, I was really going through a tough spot. The job that I had managers talking down to me. It was a lot going on. Like, it was a pretty rough spot in my life, you all. And then I saw this opportunity. I saw how easy it was to get my credit fixed and additional other service. So in just a few short months, about 4 months, my credit score increased from 589 to well into the 730s, just because I leveraged this amazing company and I committed myself to go around and tell everybody and their mama. I was able to pay my car off 6 months early. I was able to come out of $10,000 in debt. And because of that experience, I had to tell everybody about it, because I know so many people that were going in my situation. They were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. And I knew that this was a great opportunity to help people. So I just want to go ahead and share my screen. I want to get myself out of the way and introduce you all to this amazing platform. So the name of this amazing company is United Credit Education Services, founded in 2004, and we are a complete debt-free company. So that's real big, right? How can somebody who's in debt tell you how to get out of debt? So that really stood out to me. Even this country that I walk and breathe this air, this country is in debt, right? And we have the same two key executives since the inception of this company, right? So 43 million Americans have a credit score of 599 or less. And to be honest, this was before the pandemic hit. After the pandemic, those numbers have actually tripled. So there are about 80 million Americans with a 599 credit score or less. And then there are additional 40 million Americans that are completely credit invisible. So just like me, y'all, I was embarrassed with my bad credit. I was embarrassed sleeping on my friends' floors, different couches. I had anxiety, confusion. I didn't know what to do whatsoever. I was praying to God. God had to send me a miracle, because it was just a rough patch to be in. But on the flip side, when I was able to get my credit fixed, I got higher interest rates. I got higher limits on my credit cards, lower interest rates on those credit cards, and it makes it that easy to get those new houses and cars. You can walk into the dealership confident with your 700 credit score. Just know that everything's going to be good for you, right? So we got one award-winning protection plan and 13 life-changing products, right? So budgeting, that's going to be the first one. Budgeting is a huge one. So it's simple to get money, but to master it, to manage it, you must master your money, right? So budgeting, that's a huge thing. When you think of companies like Walmart, Amazon, and things like that, those companies don't last that long without having a budgeting system, right? If you want to be better on your budget, you want to dive down on your budget, and do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat. I want to make sure I'm speaking the correct information to the right people, right? And then credit restoration. That's why many of you all are here. We have a credit restoration service that is out of this world. Let me tell you about it, because we leverage the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? So that says we can dispute all negative items to all 3 credit bureaus at the same time. So it's not a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. We're going to dispute some. No, we're going to dispute them all to all 3 credit bureaus at the same time. We're going to custom detail them for you just for your credit portfolio. We're going to send them to you. Your responsibility is to make sure that you send them off. Keyword certified. Do me a favor, type the word certified in the chat. All right, moving right along, because credit builder, right? While we're working on those hard to remove items, those negative items, we want to teach you how to build positive credit history and things like that. Maybe you don't have enough years on your credit portfolio. You need to build about 2-3 more years to get a couple of increasing your points. Then we're going to give you a credit attorney, right? So anything that's hard to remove, very difficult, or anything like that, you receiving any harassment calls, harassment letters in the mail and things like that, send them to our credit attorney. They'll take care of that for you. And sometimes they may go into court on your behalf which you may be entitled to some compensation, but we'll get into that later. Next, you got credit monitoring. So you monitor everything else. Every day you get up and monitor what's going on Instagram. You get up and monitor what's going on Facebook. Let's monitor with your credit in an instant, in 30 seconds or less. Anytime that someone looks at your credit, anytime someone says your credit number, that's how good it is. You will get an instant alert. I had a client whose wife was in the bank, right? Wife was in the bank applying for a new car. They called him that fast, like, hey, what's going on? We're getting an alert from you. He's like, wait a minute, I'm at work. No one should be doing anything. But make a long story short, they end up looking at the camera, found out it was his wife getting a credit card for their son, right? So I thought that's a really awesome service. So debt payoff, right? We got plans to get into a whole lot of debt. How many of y'all got birthday trips planned? How many of y'all got family vacations planned already? How many of y'all got y'all plans for next year? Put a 1 in the chat if that's you, right? We got plans to get in debt. We don't have plans to get out of the debt, right? So you get to plug in all of your debts, right? Maybe you owe some money on your car, maybe your house and things like that. Go ahead and plug in your debt. Put in a time frame of when you want to pay it off, and it will break down to you how much you should be paying a month, right? So we got those plans to get in there, but we don't got plans to get out of it. Wake up, y'all. Let's do this. Next, I'm moving over to financial lockbox. So I love this service really, really well, because that physical lockbox, I remember my granny used to put those important financial documents under the mattress. No, we're not doing that anymore. We can't have a physical security lockbox. Homes are getting broken into. People are stealing those, fires, floods, etc. But we got this financial lockbox. It's virtual. You can put things in there like certificates, birth certificates, insurance, all different types of stuff, receipts, so that you can do your taxes at the end of the year. Sometimes you want to put credit card numbers. It's amazing, you all. It's kind of almost like kind of having like a virtual assistant in a way. You get to store so much information, and click of a button, you can send it to someone else. And then we have identity monitoring. Question: if you knew that identity theft was the #3 crime in the country, put a 1 in the chat if you knew that. If you didn't, put a 2 in the chat. So we're going to protect you up to $1 million in identity theft protection, because as your credit score goes up, you're more likely to become a victim of identity theft. Again, you got different information here and there. You got emails, and here the black web will pretty soon know your address and have your card number. So definitely want to insure yourself. Next, we got our network calculator. We know everybody else's network. So you want to plug in your liabilities versus your assets. You may find out you work more than a couple of pennies. After all, trust me, plug it in. You want to know your own network, put it in perspective, and let's go to the top. You got your savings goal. That speak for itself. Go ahead and start saving for those things. Don't just be spending spontaneously. But my #1 that I am a huge fan of, besides our credit restoration, is our will and trust. This is going to be your key. Again, this is going to be your key to transferring generational wealth. If you want to transfer generational wealth and not generational bills, put some 1s in the chat. I'm going to say that again. You want to transfer generational wealth and not generational bills, put some 1s in the chat. With this will and trust, you're going to have your power of attorney, your financial power of attorney, and things like that. You get to pick those people who's going to pull the plug on you. If you're a brain dead or something like that, if you're not responsive, whatever, who's going to pull the plug on you? Who's going to be in charge of handling your finances and things like that? A lot of people don't have those discussions, but with this will and trust, you're going to have the key to transfer generational wealth. You can also put those people in place to say, who do you trust with your life, so that they don't just receive all your money and things like that. YFL Family Mint, this is the service for the youth. Do I have any moms and dads on here tonight? By a show of hand, do the hand emoji. I know the hand emoji. Do I have any parents on here tonight? Because this portal is so important. So this is going to be the breaker of generational change. I don't believe in curses. This is going to be the breaker of generational change, right? So with this service, you actually get to teach your kids. They're actually educating themselves about finances and things like that. I know we got leap pads and leapfrogs. What about leap for finances? We got the YFL Mint for that. And last but not least, we have our Rocket Lawyer service. Now, this is so good right here, because if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're a realtor, maybe you're a mortgage broker or something like that, and you happen to be on this webinar tonight. This Rocket Lawyer right here, this is actually going to be like a middleman. So you don't have to go out and have those notary services and things like that. You get access to free lawyers and things like that. They get to tell you, they give you advice on information for, as in, like, if you're looking to if someone is doing anything outside of this protection plan. Say for instance, you get hit by a car or something like that. They give you different advice and things like that. When I tell you it's so much, they also will help you establish an LLC. That's one of my favorite things, help you get in business. Is so much included with this amazing protection plan. So guys, go ahead and do me a favor, take a screenshot of this screen right here, because this is going to help you move from whatever credit score you are all the way to 850. If you want an 850 credit score, you want to take a screenshot of this, because this is going to be the blueprint. So your overall credit score is 35% payment history. Your overall credit score, 35% of it is payment history. Pay your bills on time. Followed by 30%, that's going to be the capacity and amount owed. So if you ever hear someone say, keep your cards under 30% utilization, they're saying this part, this the portion of your credit score that you want to pay attention to. You want to get those cards in between under 30%. I like to actually say 20%, right? So that's including your house. You want to pay that balance under 30% as soon as possible. Your car, your credit card, whatever you borrow, you want to get the overall balance under 30% as soon as possible. And then you want to keep your length of credit. That's 15% of your overall credit score. We like to say, like a bottle of wine, your credit gets finer with time. You don't want to cut off those old accounts just because you don't use them or just because the limit is low. No, keep that open. That makes your account, makes your portfolio looks very strong. You want to get to a point to where you have 10 years of stable credit history. Next, we have 10%. That's going to be new credit increase. You want to keep it about no more than 3 every 4 months, no more than 3, because if you go beyond that, you look very desperate. And I mean, over a year and a year and a half, you want no more than those inquiries, right? And then last but not least, 10% is going to be types of credit. You want revolving loans versus installment loans, right? So the rule of thumb is for this particular category, you want to have about 20 open accounts, right? If you have about 20 open accounts with an average length of 10 years with few increase under 4, and all of your balances are under 30%, and everything, all of your payment history is 100. That's the exact way how you get to 850 credit score, you all. It's amazing. But we're going to be with you every step of the way, step by step, day by day, bit by bit. We got you, right? So we have a road map. So it's going to let you know, this month you're going to be doing this 1, 2, and 3. We like to make this process very, very simple for our clients, and that's why they love it so much, because we made it very simple. First month, you want to activate the first 3 services. The second month, then you want to activate secure credit card and credit my rent and things like that. So you always know where you're going to be every step of the way, right? And it's all available to you in the click of a button. You always got your phone in your hand, always, anyhow. Matter of fact, if you're watching this video on your phone right now, put a 1 on the chat. You always will have your financial freedom in the palm of your hand, right? Google Play and the Apple Store, right? So I know y'all wondering, Terrell, how much does it cost? How much does it cost? Let me tell you, you get all these amazing services for a one-time investment of only $188. So basically it's 99% off, because if you go anywhere else and get you a lawyer by itself, that's about $5,000. And then that will and trust, that's an additional $5,000. Matter of fact, do me a favor, if anyone's been in a credit repair program, or if you know someone who did credit repair, drop the amount that they paid. I want to see those numbers in the chat. How much did they pay? Somebody you know for credit repair. How much did you know? How much did that person pay for a divorce attorney? Somebody who you know that went through a divorce. You know, the number 2 reason why people get divorces is finances, right? They got to pay for a lawyer. So, right, man, I'm telling you, it's a one-time investment, only $188 and $89 a month. But look here, it gets better, right? You know, after your 4th payment, you know, it's going to drop down to $69 a month. We make it even more affordable. It's so affordable. It's so affordable. And then 13 months or more, if you ever need the program that long, they're going to drop it down to $49 a month. So it's definitely a recession-proof protection plan that everyone is going crazy about. You heard it here first. We're giving back to scholarship. We gave away $400,000 in scholarship in 2020. All they had to do, youth, all they had to do, seniors in high school and freshmen in college, all they had to do is write a essay on how important the matters of financial literacy is and how it's affecting their life. We're giving away $400,000 in scholarship. This year we gave away $600,000 in scholarships, you all. But look here, our company was doing such an amazing job. It caught the eye of Steve Harvey's executive, and he invited one of our top executives to the show. This is what they had to say. Take a look.
All right, folks, I want you to listen closely to this harsh financial reality. Nearly a third of Americans have a credit score lower than a 600, and over 68 million Americans have bad credit. Now, a few weeks ago, I introduced you to a man who can help change all that. He's the author of The Chemistry of Credit and the owner of Ashton Henry Financial. Please welcome back Ashton Henry. How you doing, man? Good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Why do you think, man, so many people ignore their credit score until it's too late?
First of all, most people aren't educated about credit. Secondly, most people aren't aware that because you have a negative item on your credit report, that doesn't mean that you have to wait 7 or 10 years to have that negative item removed off your credit report. That's absolutely false. And thirdly, most people don't realize how much important it is to have a high credit score, because you lose so many opportunities. Your credit determines so many different things, whether you try to get a house, get a car, get a mortgage, whatever it is, your credit determines those things.
So Ashton, tell us exactly what you did for Trey.
Well, first of all, Trey had a lot of high balances in his credit. So first thing that we did was we pulled his credit. We did a detailed analysis to see what's negatively affecting his credit score. So he had collection accounts, late payments, also charge-offs on his credit reports. So what we actually did, we paid down his balances to under 30%. We also removed the negative item, the collection account, the charge-off account, and we also updated some of the late payments that he had on his credit report to help him overall with his credit.
So Ashton, you were able to increase Trey's credit score by how many points?
We were able to increase his credit score by over 200 points.
Man, did y'all hear that? Over 200 points. So let me tell you, the system works, this company works. But if you don't believe it, let me show you what else works, right? So with a 560 credit score, you can purchase a house of $240,000 with a 30-year fixed loan. But they're paying over $2,600 for their mortgage. But look on the right side. Same home, same price, 30-year fixed loan with a credit score of 740. But look at the difference in a monthly payment. They're paying a little bit over $1,100. So let me ask you something. That's over $1,000. That's over $12,000 annually that they're just spending in interest because they have a lower credit score. So let me ask you something. Does it make sense to have a higher credit score or suffer with a lower credit score, right? I want to show you something else here. Same thing with purchasing a vehicle, right? With an auto loan of $20,000, 5-year loan term, right? So you see with the higher credit score on the left-hand side, look what they're paying, 6% interest, right? And then on the right side with the with the lower credit score, the poor credit score, they're paying a 26% APR. That's a 212 difference. So annually, that's over $12,000 for the home, and then also $12,000 for the home, and then that's over $1,200 per year. Like that's an additional $13,000 that could have been kept in your household. That's an additional $13,000 that can be going in your children's trust fund. That's an additional $13,000 that you could have in your pocket to live your life. But this is what it's costing us living with a lower credit score, fewer vacations, unhappy moments at work, kids having to do GoFundMes to go to college. We're seeing happen all the time, and the cycle keeps repeating itself. But because of this amazing opportunity, I had the chance to break that cycle in my family today. So you all, I want to stop sharing my screen. I want to introduce you to the next presenter. He's really special to me. He's also my mentor. He's what I will call a regional vice president. That's just a fancy word of saying his business does a minimum. I did say a minimum of $250,000 every 30 days and all the way up to $450,000 every 30 days. He was just featured in Forbes for one of the best mentors in all of the Midwest. They consider him to be a top 40 under 40, committed husband, awesome father, and an even greater mentor. I'm so blessed to have the opportunity to know this guy. He's a fun to be around. He's absolutely, he knows 100% of the information, and he won't lead you somewhere where you won't be better than before you came. Without further ado, Regional Vice President, Mr. Coach Legend, did you make it on the line tonight?
Man, yes, sir, I did. I didn't know who you were talking about. I'm like, who is this guy talking about? But first off, man, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Ladies and gents, did you all get value from what Mr. Terrell Brown just shared with you all? If you did, like I did, go ahead and share some love in the chat. You just heard from one of our top producing sales directors. I mean, that's one of the most prestigious positions here. Obviously, I mean, I know you all got value. He's one of the the best top speakers, presenters. Obviously, he knows 1,000% of the information. He's a phenomenal leader, beautiful soul. I mean, I'm just honored to be able to share this platform with you. I mean, you not only became, my business partner, but my brother and friend. So I just salute you and honor you. Thank you. To everybody else that's here, thank you so much for being here. Now, I'm not going to keep you up all night. I just really wanted to have a brief conversation. The individual that basically invited you here, they thought highly enough of you to share this information with you. So just a little bit about myself so that we're not complete strangers. As he stated, my name is Coach Legend. I got started with this platform about 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, my lady and I were actually expecting our very first child, baby Legend. So I was trying to move I reside in St. Louis, so I was trying to move from the city to the county. And what happened is that we were embarrassed, right? Even though we had about 4 to 6 months worth of rent money, we got denied. And I was like, that is crazy. So it made me realize that although cash is king, credit is power. Now I got to be transparent. My credit score was horrible. It was bad, right? It was in the low 400s. I think it was so low that I probably wouldn't even be approved for a library card. That's just how crazy it was. So it was a 408 to be exact. I had student loans, repossession, and judgments on my credit report. I was skeptical and hesitant because I tried other companies before with little to no results. But this one, within the first 4 months, man, my credit score increased by 273 points. So I went having a 608 to a 681. I almost had a heart attack. It was the highest credit score that I ever seen. And so since then, we made it to the 700 club, the 800 club, and I have been on a mission to help empower as many people as I can on how to improve their credit and finances. How many people are excited? And how many people are ready to make more money this year than you did last year? Put me into the chat. So allow me to go ahead and breeze through, this short presentation here. You should be able to see my screen at any given moment now. Please let me know when you are able to see that. So awesome. Let me know if you guys can see that. Make sure I got my chat box because I'm all about, can you all see it? Awesome. So I'm all about my chat box. So I want to make sure that that you guys can see me and I can see the chat. Should be able to see it now. Boom. Okay, awesome. You guys can see it. So first off, these are my two beautiful kids. Anybody on here have kids, right? So I want you to meet baby Legend. He's 4. Baby Z, she's 2. I mean, they're the reason that I'm here. So mind you, my background is that I was working as a car salesman. I was working 70, 80 hours a week. Right. And I was getting upset because I had clients that had bad credit. They couldn't even get approved for a car. But guess what? I had bad credit. The same cars I was selling, I couldn't even afford myself. But that didn't move me to fix my credit. It wasn't until I was starting my family, right? And so, most people see the glory, but they don't know the story. This is actually a picture of me and my mom and my brothers. I was actually born in Haiti, right? Obviously, you guys can see that we come from humble beginnings. This is what people see now. They see the final product, but they don't know the work that we had to put in. So this is a platform that changed my life. I used to make $24,000 a year, right? And which is $2,000 a month, and that's gross, really gross, right? Which meant that I was clearing about $1,600, right? I was grateful I had a job, but I knew that I was destined for more. So this platform, UWE, United Wealth Education, changed my life. I always have to give homage to my personal mentor. This is Mr. Ashton Henry. You've seen him on the Steve Harvey Show, and he is responsible for my success. So before I continue, as I proceed, can you do these 4 things? Just let me know a yes or yes in the chat. Can you post on social media? If you can't, put a yes. Can you invite people to the webinar? I'm curious, how did you all get on here today? Did someone call you, text, email? Was it Facebook? Was it Instagram? Like, how did you get here, right? Can you commit to trainings? I mean, every job you're at, you have some sort of training, right? Can you follow a system? Okay, so Kiana said she had an inbox on Facebook. Okay, can you do what they did, right? Can you follow a system? System stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. Every business has a system. So what I wanted to do is to share some of the success stories that we have with this platform so you can get a better understanding, right? And I want you to meet Mr. Valesky Barosi, right? He had horrible credit. He was looking to make extra income. I mean, he was really struggling. He was working at Walmart. No shade against Walmart. He was getting paid about $8 an hour. He was looking for a change. Like, how many people in here are sick and tired of being sick and tired? Like, I remember my account was always overdraft. I would get paid, right? And then my account would still be in the red, right? I was always robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know, I was broken. At one point in time, I felt like I was so broke, I couldn't even pay attention. But fast forward, right? He was able to leverage the program and the services. He shared it with as many people as he came across. And today he's the first millionaire in his family at the tender age of 26. He now owns multiple businesses and was able to get his dream car, which is a brand new Lamborghini. Now, again, my background is in sales, car salesman. There's no way that you can get a Lamborghini if one or two things: you don't have excellent credit and or the income to prove it, right? Is that yes or yes? Let me know in the chat. So just so you all can see that this works. He's only 26 years young, right? I want you to meet Mr. Alfred Nixon. If you look on the far left, this is actually where he grew up. Could you all imagine 14 people live in a 2-bedroom apartment? I'm not here to give you a sob story, but you know, at times, like, he would have to get up extra early, he told me, so he could be one of the first few to get some hot water, right? Fast forward, he was able to go through the program, improve his credit and finances, and he was able to build his house from scratch. Is there anybody on here that ever had the desire to have a customized built home? Also, he was able to go get his dream car, which is a brand new Rolls Royce. Guess what? He's only 29 years young and also became the first millionaire in his family, right? So what better way to make a living than by helping others make a difference? How many people on here would like to become the first millionaire in their family? Type first into the chat, right? See, people say, okay, well, coach, money's not everything, but it's definitely up there with oxygen. If money wasn't everything, then why are you leaving your family for over 40 hours a week? Why? Right? See, people say that money won't buy you happiness, but it's a really good payment. Wouldn't you agree? So you're probably wondering, okay, coach, what exactly would I be doing? I mean, this is all new to me. Well, you're probably wondering, okay, why would this work for me? Well, how many people on here ever wanted to become a boss? If that's you, type boss into the chat, right? What would, just ponder for a quick moment. What would life look like if you could make your own hours, build your own team, and work from anywhere? If you could work from anywhere, what would you be right now? You have the option to work part-time, full-time, sometime. Mind you, I just want to clarify that we have an opportunity for busy people like you. I was already working 70, 80 hours a week. Guess what I did? I saw the opportunity. I said, you know what? My mentor said, hey, coach, do you think you know at least 5 people that got trouble credit? I'm like, what are you talking about? I live with 5 people that got triple credit. Everybody I know has bad credit. That's why we're in the zip code, this whole area. And so it made sense for me, right? And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I know at least 5. I mean, well, I did know I knew 5, right? But here's my question to you. I was able to start this part-time. So this should tell you that we have an opportunity for busy people like you, right? So you can start part-time, full-time, sometime. So what would you be doing? Well, you're not getting licensed, you're not getting certified. You'll be getting a franchise. So the company, I mean, the company does everything, right? So you're not fixing credit, I'm not fixing credit, and Mr. Terrell, he's not fixing credit. So we got that out of the way. The company is the one fixing the credit. So for every person that you refer to the platform, how many people have ever referred somebody somewhere before? Maybe to the nail salon, to the movies. You guys see somebody refer me to the barbershop, right? They got me today. They took all of my hair, but it's okay, right? It's okay. So if you refer one person, it's 100. 2 people is 200. 3 is 300. 4 is 400. 5 is 500. How many people could use an extra $500 today? Like, what? Just think about this for a quick second. What would an extra $500 to $1,500 do for you right now on top of what you're making right now? What would that do? Would that change your address? I'm not asking you to leave your day job. I'm just trying to help you get some additional income. I just want you to have more, that peace, right? That piece, right? So now it's $12 a month for the lifeline of each client. So there's no limit to how many clients that you can refer. We have individuals referring 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 a month. I'm being serious right now. So let's say that you referred 100, right? Let's just use that example. That's 25 a week. You referred 100. Well, what's 100 people times $100? That's $10,000. Would you like to make that per year, per month, per day, per hour? It's up to you, right? And so now the same 100 clients times $12 a month, which is the residual component, that's $1,200 a month. Mind you, I was $2,000 a month. I took home $1,600. Here, you have $1,200 a month just for the clients that you already had here. We have residual bills. Why not have residual income to offset that? If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will have to work until you die. So I hope you guys caught that, okay? Third way we get paid is a customer acquisition bonus. So you can make anywhere from $100 to $560 for every bonus referral partner that you refer to this program. Now, what is a bonus referral partner? Somebody that wants to make money, not just somebody that wants to fix their credit. Somebody that maybe they want to fix their credit as well, but they really want to make money and help others, right? So one of our most prestigious positions is that sales director position. So the gentleman that you just heard from, he reached that third position. That's that SD, Mr. Terrell, right? And so that's $380 for every bonus referral partner. Think about that. Think about that for a quick second. What would $380 do for you today? Could that probably cover your car note? Maybe your car insurance? Maybe food for the weekend? I mean, that could do something, right? And guess what? $280 for every team member that he helps get their agent. So if you got started today, let me pick a name here, Miss Kiana Brown. If you got started today, right? Let's say that you were Terrell, you were at this prestigious position. Just so you all understand, the average sales actor does well over $10,000 in business revenue, and they make about $46,000 in income. I'm not here to make any income claims, but I'm just going to use Kiana. Let's say that you were this sales actor, and you were the one that referred Terrell to this program. You would make $380 for getting Terrell started properly. But let's say that Terrell knew at least 2 people. At least 10 people. He does. You see that vibrant energy that he just brought, right? So guess what would happen? You would make $280 times 10. That's an extra $2,800. And all you know is Terrell. You don't even know these other 10 people. This is why I like this. See, the first documented billionaire, Mr. J. Paul Getty, said this: I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts rather than 100% of my own. See, I was doing so bad, I still had to go to work when I was sick. I couldn't even afford to take a day off. Like, how many people know what I'm talking about? Like, if I took a day off, my check would be short, and that would mess up my whole week. That would mess up my whole life, right? Now, we also have something called an infinity bonuses. Like, do you all still get bonuses from work? Is it contingent on production? So here we have something once a month, right? And guess what? Today is infinity bonus. Why do you think I'm so excited? We got a bonus today. Why do you think I'm all dressed up? I already made it to the barbershop. We got that bonus, right? So the company is going to reward anyone from that sales director position all the way up to a pinnacle senior vice president, right? So our next position here that we're about to dominate is the one that's in the middle. It's that executive vice president. This is where our unit, as a unit, we would be exceeding over $500,000 in business revenue every 30 days. So the company is going to reward us with 2% of that. So 2% of that is $10,000. Just let me know in the chat, what would $10,000 do for you individually right now? Would that help change your current situation? Maybe help get your account out of overdraft? See, again, my account was always overdraft. See, is a direct reflection of the amount of people that you're serving. See, I guess I wasn't serving anyone. And so it wasn't until I transitioned to this opportunity that I noticed that big change. See, I went to college. I landed in grad school. I went to college, grad school, landed on my dream job, but I didn't know it was contingent on my credit. Do you realize, can you imagine attending grad school and you get that job and you can't even work there because it's contingent on your credit? No one told me that I would need my credit for my job. See that 10,000, if you're a giving person, you can give that to your church. You can give that to your spouse. Could you imagine giving your significant other $10,000 every month? Well, you can if you would like to. You could give that to your parents. That could be a down payment. You could choose to buy somebody a house every day. I mean, just cover the down payment. 10,000 times 12 months is an extra 120,000. That's an extra six-figure income. Could you imagine keeping your day job and still being able to do this? Like, how many people could get excited about that, right? On top of that, we have some additional rewards. So the more and more people you have, you would be elevated into this R&R club. It stands for rest, relaxation, or retirement. Level 1 is a $600 car allowance. How many people have never had a car allowance before? Like, put no into the chat if you never had a car allowance, right? So, and a car allowance, I'm not talking about your significant other making payments for you every now and then. I'm talking about a real business, legit business entity, corporation. So here you have the option to go, maybe you want an Audi, you want a Benz or a Cadillac. But you also don't have to go get a new car. You can actually keep your current car because, see, our goal is not to throw people into debt. But I always tell people, you can't sell a dream looking like a nightmare, right? So if I have the opportunity to upgrade my car, I'm going to upgrade my car. Level 2 is a $10,000 cash bonus. Level 3 is a $1,500 car allowance. Like, I'm curious, what kind of car would you all be driving? If you didn't have to worry about a $1,500 car allowance, what would you be driving? Right? I mean, see, for some people, you might do that his and hers. Maybe you get the Audi, maybe she gets the Benz, right? Well, guess what happened? It happened to me, right? Because of this amazing team that we have. Man, the company called me and, hey, coach, you are qualified to go get your whatever you want. I'm like, what? I went and got it. Look, on my dream board, I always wanted an Audi AAL. But guess what? That was a six-figure car. I'm like, I don't know how I would ever be able to get a six-figure car because the first car that I ever financed, I had a 30% interest rate. I called my buddy over. I was super excited. I'm like, man, I got approved. Let me share this. In the process of getting approved, my credit score dropped over 40 points, just trying to get approved. They were begging Bank of America, everybody, PNC, they were just begging, please let this go through. I didn't understand. My credit score suffered until my buddy came over. He's like, hey, what's your APR? I'm like, well, what is APR? He's like, let me look. Oh my God, like he almost cried for me. He said, there's no way that you're gonna pay this vehicle off. He said, because majority of your payments will go towards interest and not principal. I didn't understand what he was talking about, like the only principal I knew from school, and I wasn't even being funny. So fast forward, last year we had such an amazing year. Business increase over 300%. I was able to go out and get my second dream car, which is a Beamer i8. That's on the left. I'm not saying this to brag or boast, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that if I can do it, you can do it. Your current situation is not your final destination. Level 6 is a $5,000 monthly house payment. Think about this for a second. Now, this goes directly to the mortgage company, right? If your mortgage is less than $5,000, then the remaining goes towards the principal balance. Think about that for a quick second, right? So outside of your kids, if you have kids, what are your two highest monthly expenses? Isn't it your car note and your house note and your house payment? Think about that for, what would life look? Do you realize after the car payments are made, once that car is paid off, the company will allow you to get another car, continue making those payments, the same thing for a home? Do you not see that the company's position you to have both time and money freedom? Oh my God, what would life look like with no car payments and no house payment? Think about that, right? Obviously, we have a monthly retirement bonus up to $25,000, and we also have a lifestyle bonus anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000. When was the last time that you woke up when you were done sleeping? It's not a trick question. I'm talking about you stayed in bed until you couldn't no more. Like, you know what? It's 4 p.m. I got to get up and do something. When was the last time you booked the ticket today for today? When was the last time that you were content? When was the last time you served someone? You could wake up like this if you chose to. So as I wrap this up, I just want you to understand that you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Complete turnkey business, right? And so you get a personalized website. See, that is huge because I paid over $2,500 for one of my business's website. You get your online you get an online back office where you can monitor all the clients. You get the best agent and customer support. What does that mean for you? See, your role is customer acquisition. As soon as a client gets started, our corporate staff will email, text, and later call them on your behalf. They also handle retention. What? Yes, they do everything. We get paid weekly. Weekly with 2 E's now. Like, how many people still getting paid bi-weekly or ever been paid bi-weekly? I put a 2 into the chat, right? I just want you guys to understand, like, I used to be that. I am telling you, boy, That bi-weekly, sometimes I was like, I couldn't make it. It was tough. See, 2 jobs are for 2 people. Instead of starting, a part-time job or your second job, why not start your first or next business opportunity? See, it doesn't matter if you came from Yale or jail, have a PhD or a GED. We have an opportunity here for you. So you also get up to $100,000 life insurance with no medical exam. The reason that's huge for me, prior to this platform, me and my immediate family, we didn't even have life insurance. See, when one of our loved ones passed away in our community, we're like, what are we doing? GoFundMe's, cash app requests, fish fries, and car washes? That's crazy. So we get professional market materials because you're a professional. Regional events to help you take your business to the next level, right? Tax write-off, right? This blazer is a tax write-off. This laptop I'm using is a tax write-off. Where I'm doing this webinar at is a tax write-off. My 4 cell phone is a tax write-off. If you ever see me pay for food or whatever, it's a tax write-off. All my trips, hotel, it's a tax write-off. So obviously you guys get the point. If all you have is a W-2, then you pay a majority of the taxes. This is why the wealthy people have a 1099, something that's associated with a 1099 like this. You need a side gig or a side hustle. Does that make sense? Right? And so you're probably wondering, okay, coach, well, why wouldn't I start my own franchise? If you could, I don't think that you would be on this webinar. Let's just be direct. Let's just be real. Well, coach, why wouldn't I fix my own credit by myself? If you could, you wouldn't be on this webinar. See, this is what I realized. If I'm going to go to court, I'm going to hire a professional. I'm not going to go to court to go represent myself because they know some things that I don't know. So why not hire a professional? So I know you're probably wondering, I'm loving everything I'm hearing, coach. Wow, this is amazing. How much is this? Is it affordable? Absolutely. It's only a one-time $299 to get your own credit repair franchise. Where they do that at? And it's $89 a month, but you said you knew at least 5 people, so that would waive and offset that. So all you could potentially get started today, invest the $299, and a week from today, get a return on your investment. Where else can you do that? To get a franchise and get a return on your investment that fast? Most businesses fail in the first 5 years, 5 years. And we're talking about potentially 7 days. Again, I'm just showing you all what's possible here, right? If you don't have $300, that's an issue. That is an issue. See, I told my mentor, he said, I said, look, give me about 2 weeks. I get started about 2 weeks, right? Like 2 weeks, what are you talking about? He said, is it safe to say that you've been employed the last 5 years? I said, absolutely. He said, hold on. You mean to tell me you've been working 70, 80 hours a week for the last 5 years and you don't have $300 saved? You're right. Oh my God, you're absolutely right. I mean, he said, is it safe to say that what you're doing for work is not working? I just had a reality check. I was like, oh my God. And it was something that I needed. I'm like, he's absolutely, what is the point? You don't even have $300 saved for emergency fund. Not even for the sake of this opportunity. If you're single, in a relationship, or have kids, you better have something saved. Do you realize the number one reason why people are being evicted and cause of being repossessed right now is due to a lack of an extra $300 to $500 that we can solve here with this platform? Think about that, right? And how much is your cell phone? Everybody just went and got that iPhone, and I'm team iPhone, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. So if you have a smartphone that's not making you money, it's a dumb phone. My phone pays for all of my bills, and that should be the same case for you. Again, you already said you knew 5. If not, we have a system in place to help you get your first 5, to help you get a return on your investment so that you have 0 overhead, so that your services are free, right? You're probably wondering, okay, coach, how do I find people? Well, you already told me how they found you, and you told me that you could do what they did. In addition to that, for some of you, it might be family and friends. For me, it was social media. How many people know somebody on here that's a realtor? Well, what measures do they have in place for their clients that don't qualify? Picture this, you have a realtor. They got a lot of unqualified clients with bad credit. They can't even get them into the home. They got to refer them to someone. See, here they can, if they know that you are in this line of work, they can refer them to you. Credit's fixed. They can monitor the progress, see when that client is ready. Now they can sell that client at home. It's a win-win. I have a lot of relationship with realtors, mortgage brokers, car dealerships, and tax professionals because they have access to people. See, people tell me, coach, I'm not a people person. If you're not a people person, what are you, a cat person? Animal person? Like, I don't get it. I'm not a morning person. Well, you got to We see morning every morning. I mean, I don't get it, right? So as I end this here, somebody said meow. I just wanted to share these last testimonials. I want you to meet my personal mentor again, Mr. Ashton Henner, who actually came from Grenada, came here on a soccer scholarship, lost a scholarship. And so he was looking for work, eventually needed to improve his credit, got into the program, within the first 6 months, his credit score went through the roof. And he said, you know what, how can I share this with others? He started sharing this today. He's a multiple seven-figure earner and his family, right? With this platform. I want you to meet Miss Nicola Smith-Jackson, who is a hairstylist, which means she was on her feet all day, every day, right? And she had a tax lien that dropped her credit score over 100 points, and she just wanted to, get that removed. She was introduced to this program. She was only trying to fix her credit. She had such amazing results. She said she felt like she would be doing herself an injustice if she didn't share this with her community. I want you to meet Mr. Alfred Nixon again. The gentleman was working in the Miami Beach sanitation department, picking up trash on the beach. When this was presented to him, he was living with his parents. He didn't even have the money to get started. He put it on his credit card. He became a millionaire with this platform at the tender age of 25, right? Again, we have people from all walks of life that are having tremendous, success with this platform. Folks that don't even speak English. Our Latin market is on fire, right? I just want you to see, as you're looking through this, why can't this be you? Right now, this young lady, she was a busser. And most of us know that busters don't make that much money. Again, she took that same situation that you're probably going through, and then she won with it, right? And she was able to help so many lives, and in the process, improve her credit and finances as well. She was able to go get her dream car. Now she's a multiple six-figure earner with this platform, right? So which one are you? A, B, or C? Coach, I'm an A, man. I'm ready to go. I don't know why we're still on this webinar. Maybe you're a B. Hey, I love everything I'm hearing, but I got some questions. Please get back with the person that invited you. If you're ready to go, text the person, text, DM, however they got you, send me the application. Maybe you're a C. Coach, I love everything I'm hearing. Could we just get started with my credit first? Absolutely, right? And so success leaves clues and a love speed. For things to change, you have to change, right? You could start now to build your tomorrow. Look at some of these success stories. I'm not trying to impress you, but again, to impress upon you that this could be you. You are not here by mistake. I strongly believe that you are the individual and your family's bloodline that is supposed to break the generational curse. If not you, then who? If not this, then what? If not now, then when? Your best thinking got you to where you're at today, and you're not content. Again, see, everybody wants to see change, but nobody wants to change. See, poor stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. See, if you're born poor, that's okay. But if you die poor, that's on you. See, someone else's goals and dreams is tied to your goals and dreams. So not making a decision is a decision, just so you guys understand that. So I always like to say, if you don't come from a rich family better come from you, right? And so your time is your biggest commodity. Thank you so much for spending these few moments with us. That means a lot for me, because that's something that you can't get back, right? And so again, someone thought highly enough of you for the first time ever. You cannot say no one thought about you first, right? And so this is your time. It's on you. Let's go, let's grow. Let's go out there and change more lives. See you guys at the top.